What could you be the best critic of?
Movies.
Makeup.
Vibes.
What is happening?
Man, I was very excited to do this podcast. That answer just went so many different directions. No, see, not get into that. Well, let's get into it.
Are you the best critic
no,
of makeup?
and I don't like my answer.
Wait, why are you not?
I'm like not. I don't know. I don't think I would be the best critic of makeup because I like just do enough to get by. I don't know.
You think you're a good movie critic?
Yeah, I think so.
What classifies as a good movie? What's the criteria you're looking at?
I'm looking at I guess the script, the shots, and then I like give critiques based on the type of person I'm telling the movie to. So it's very tailored, right?
You cater your critique to the person you're describing the
For
movie
sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
Why wouldn't like
That's smart though because
You have to.
you do have
wait,
to.
Does that mean you change your critique, or does that mean that
He
you like
explains it differently for each
so
person.
you point out different things?
Yeah. So like
That they
if
care about.
Amber asks, is this a good movie? I'm gonna be like, this is not a good movie for you.
You always do that, and I love that because you'll be like, or you'll say like, "Oh, you might like it because you like," and you'll name like a specific thing that you know that I'm into,
Yeah.
and like know right away that
Yeah.
that's
So
that.
like my critiques are very tailored to the person that I'm telling them to.
See, I don't do that because I want, like, if I think something is good, and like it deserves the attention, then I want like everybody to check it out and not be like in a box.
Yeah, but sometimes I can't keep up when you're really hype about something.
Well, mainstream, I think that's a really good idea what Shamir does. Like, for example, if it's like Fast and Furious or something, then you could be like, that's an easy one because you're not watching it. I think you watch movies on a different level too, right? Like, how do you watch them, Shamir? Are you going with every movie like to critique it, or are you like, oh, this one's like just a fun movie, so it's
Well, yeah, it just depends on the movie. Like I'm never going in there to critique something unless it's highly rated, right? And I know nothing about the movie. Then I'm gonna be like, okay, I want to see why this movie's good.
What about Oscar movies?
Yeah,
like,
Oscar movies,
nominated?
definitely. Like I'll be like, why is this good? And
Right.
then I'll be like, okay, let me look into it. Oh, it's well written, but it was kind of slow and boring.
You're
So
like
I'm
looking for stuff then at that point.
yeah, at that point. But most movies I'll just watch to like see how it is, and then give the rating based on what they're made for. Like comedy movies, they're not like super well written or the story, but like I'm like, oh, did that make me laugh? Okay, is this type of movie that this person would laugh at? Then yeah.
That's true. I was gonna say like rooms, but then I just went with vibes, cause
Rooms like with people filled in them, or
well, like a bedroom.
What do you mean?
Like-
Like design?
Yeah, kind of, but it's not always about design. Sometimes it's about what makes this room, what gives it character, similar to a person.
Yeah.
You know, it's not always about does this fit aesthetically. Sometimes it's, you know, just a room that not everything is there or things are in a weird place or stuff, but like the feeling of the room or like the vibe that it gives off.
Okay.
But so then in general, I think vibes when it comes to all like types of places, people, whatever, you know how you just get like an instinct like,
yeah.
this is a good vibe.
Yeah.
Or like, something is fishy here.
yeah.
I feel
I
like
would
I'm-
agree with your second part, not your first part, because like just yesterday I saw my cousin who has the biggest personality, right? She's like full of energy, is like super bright and energetic. And I walk into her room, she has the most dull room, has nothing on her walls. Like it was just very like not her. But
Well,
then
no, but that's interesting though.
but it
'cause
was
that's
because
almost
that's her
like-
whole family, like it doesn't decorate the house.
Oh, so it wasn't her choice.
It's like she didn't know better. Like she didn't have like the tools or the way to do it, but her personality you would never like associate with her room.
Yeah, but not everybody like decorating a room doesn't. The way you decorate it doesn't necessarily mean that's your personality. That could
That's
just
true.
mean like what you find appealing. Sometimes people just scroll through Instagram and they're like, "Oh, I want this exact thing," and it might not have anything to do with who they are as a person.
Yeah.
It's just about creating an environment that
Yeah.
sometimes you create an environment that you thrive in and you trick yourself Like
Yeah.
people paint a certain wall green because green is supposed to be inspiring, like to your mind or something like that. Like colors play a big role in that kind of stuff.
What do you guys think that I'd be a good critique of? Because I don't like the idea of critique, so I'm super uncomfortable by this question. Like, I don't like the idea of critiquing something or someone.
Remember on the last podcast, critique is not always a bad thing. Should we bring Max back?
Oh, right. Anything off the top of your head, no pressure.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like what you're picky about more so
Yeah.
than like
Maybe like a social event.
That's well, he already said vibes, so then
Friends?
I felt bad. That.
Well,
like-
no, like how a social event's running and like is it smooth
oh yeah,
or like the like what's going on? Like is it a dull moment? And
yeah.
So maybe
That's
that.
true because I will pick it apart only because I know what it takes to run a good event.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's what I say.
I appreciate that one.
Well, guys, thank you for tuning into an episode of Strange Flavors. My name is Shamir,
fun vibes for us.
My name is Amber.
and this is the strangest and greatest podcast in the game. This is brought to you by Alif Theory, and you could email us or send us your music at strangeflavorspodcast@gmail.com, and you can get this dope Strange Flavors merch at strangeflavors.store. And if you'd like to support this podcast with a small monthly donation to help sustain future episodes, there is a link down below, and you could be part of Strange Flavors Town. Strange Flavors Town includes Barber's Bagels, Cassie's Cupcakes, Airhuz Ices, Freehuz Flawfuls, Uslam's Apples, and
Oh.
Shamil's Shawarmas.
No, he took a breath in the middle.
He does that incredible.
I know. And he doesn't even look at the board. Well, he looks at his phone.
Yeah.
Is it your goal to try to get it out in one breath?
Nah, just like the best flow.
Well,
So-
he also has to figure out a way to not mess them all up every time because he's still saying them wrong. I think you said Airhuz Apples.
See, the best critique is Amber's memory.
With the Michael Phelps lungs over there. You guys hear about that girl Sha'Carri?
Mhm.
What's her last name? Sha'Carri, the girl who
I
was
thought
trying out for
Sha'Carri. I could be wrong.
Sha'Carri Richardson.
Mm.
She was trying out for the Olympics, and then because
Mhm.
she smoked weed during
Oh,
a
she
devastating
got-
time,
What? She was.
She's not allowed to participate in the Olympics.
she got suspended. I think she still gets to make a certain one of the runs,
Mhm.
which was like reduced down. But like there was a huge debate that kind of sparked from her, the Olympics in general and sports and stuff like weed being legal in many parts of the country and the state that she smoked it in,
Right.
Oregon.
Yeah. Wait, is the Olympics gonna happen? Where's the Olympics happening?
Summer Olympics, Tokyo, I believe.
Okay, is it illegal there? Is that the reason why?
No, it's like the Olympics.
No.
rules.
That's
You can't test positive for drugs.
Any drug.
Yeah, like so.
It's not
this
the-
girl also in the Olympics. Like, she tested positive for steroids, and she said it was because she ate like some sort of like pork burrito that had steroids in it, and she got away with it,
pork
Damn.
burrito.
like the night before or something. And I was like, wait, so she gets away with that, but not her.
Well,
But
the main thing is also like it's not a performance enhancing drug.
mhm.
And it's also just like it has been this taboo for a long time, where you could, for example, being of age, drink alcohol on a weekend or something like that, and then have it clear out of your system, and then go and try out and whatever.
Mhm.
But with marijuana, the
It
rules are
lingers,
different.
yeah.
Although across the nation, we are slowly legalizing it. So it's a weird thing, but
You know what's really crazy about these things? Like, like this is one of those topics that like everybody knows about, right? Like
Mhm.
everybody's heard about this thing. And whenever these happen, it's really interesting to see the conversations online and sometimes how certain people who have no idea about the topic will really lean in heavy. And for example, this story, right? There was this girl on Twitter who got torn apart for this, but she was like, she has clear and obvious signs of drug abuse because common drug abuse side effects are really strong hair and really strong nails, right? And then she posted a picture of this woman. I don't know the historical context, but I guess she claimed she did drugs. The comment said she did not. But she posted a picture with a lady who had acrylic nails on. So fake nails, and then trying to prove her point. She wears a wig and she wears acrylic nails and she wears false lashes. So
while she runs.
Insane. So her being like, oh yeah, like it was a clear sign that she was doing drugs because she has strong hair and nails. Like, no, they're fake. They're fake.
Damn,
you don't know what you're talking about.
It is crazy because I think, why everyone knows about this topic is that it was such a roller coaster, right? First you see everyone's rooting for her because you're like, man, like this girl is so fast and she has all this stuff on and she's very outspoken and confident and it's cool to see that. And then next thing you know, she's being booted. And then
because that first went viral.
Yeah.
And then after that, you're like, wait, no, we were rooting for you.
Right. And the thing is like, I totally agree with the sentiment that like it is weird that we have this. If anything, like you want to smoke weed and go run, like it'll slow you down, like, give it a shot, whatever. But what sucks and what the truth is that like it is a rule. And although she was going through what she was going through with, her
a reporter told
biological
her
mother
live that her mother had like passed away.
Oh, was it live?
That's what they said. It was a reporter who let her know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, dang.
That her mother had passed and she had smoked weed as a result of that.
Coping.
Yeah.
I saw the them asking about it and stuff, and she was like crying and talking about it. But she did do that knowing that she had a huge sort of opportunity and this position. And so when it comes to taking responsibility, I think like 100% that she shouldn't have done it. And she knows that. Like she said that she willingly
actually took a huge amount of the responsibility on. She was like,
right.
I did something wrong and I know it was wrong. So I understand if I can't compete, but I hope that you guys all understand that I'm human. And just like you, like I mess up sometimes. I'm human, but I just run a little faster. That's what she said.
Yeah.
I saw this comment. It was like, how is weed illegal when they're skateboarding now in the Olympics? And pretty much like every skateboarder openly, like a lot of skateboarders
That's the
smoke
point.
weed. So everyone was like, yeah, this is hilarious. What the heck? But
that's interesting. I think the UFC is actually banning that rule, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, it also like, I feel like it should have like some sort of context because there is medicinal uses for marijuana now, right? Like there's like, I don't like to use the THC aspect, but I still use CBD. And for example, I was on my lady days not too long ago and I straight up used so much CBD and that was the only way that I was finding relief. And I had to ingest the CBD in order for me to relieve pain. And like that, I'm sure still is positive if I was to take a drug test.
Yeah, it's interesting with like what different things do to your body in general too. And you could, use coffee as something or just like the different sort of proteins and
different supplements do different things.
Different supplements. Shout out G Fuel. You'll see why.
Yeah.
in this episode. I see that the Nevada Commission approved the new rules, so the UFC won't punish fighters for marijuana use anymore. So Nate Diaz and Sean O'Malley will be really happy about that.
But like, there's actual like supplements that you could take that are more performance enhancing drugs than weed. Weed is slowing you down, fam. I know it's a rule. It's not like I'm saying that it's wrong that they're doing it. I get it. It's just like it sucks because we all know that it's not helping her out in any way.
There was this kid on my wrestling team. And he used to smoke up before we'd have matches. He was gone. He was so lit. His eyes are like almost closed basically. But he was a monster when he smoked weed.
Damn.
Because I think he'd be getting like basically submitted and he would feel nothing and like just keep going. Like his he just kept going. It was like watching a zombie. It was so weird that like he felt nothing.
Damn, maybe that's why that's banned. They don't feel anything.
I don't know. I mean, that's what I think of because I don't know if it's just him as a person. I've never seen him
not lit.
Well, practices he wasn't, and he was always like kind of lazy and complaining and stuff. But when he smoked, I'm telling you, dude. He was crazy.
Well, don't
People
they have?
say that they smoke weed but as a pre-workout, and I'm like, bro, that's like I can't in any world imagine how people smoke as a pre-workout.
Don't they have the two different type of strains like indica,
Indica and
and
sativa.
sativa? So
Mhm.
like, isn't one make you more hyper?
A body high and a head high? Which one do you want at the gym? A body high is gonna make your body lazy. Mental high is gonna make you like mentally lazy. I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking from personal experience, so obviously everybody has their different experiences with weed. I'm just saying that like that's not one I would partake in.
Sativa is a stimulator drug that is suitable for daytime use. Indica has been considered as a calming and sedative agent.
Only Frost needs to read this because everybody else knows.
Oh, my bad.
No, that indica and sativa, one is a up, one is a low, basically.
Yeah, all I remember is that man was killing dudes on the mats.
That's crazy.
And we all knew it. And his opponents would be like, dude, this dude's high. Like I'm getting second in high while he's destroying me.
That's so funny.
Okay, so as you guys can see, it's the three of us today, me, Shamir, and Amber on the podcast. We did want to announce that Hassan, who has been producing the podcast, has officially left.
Mhm.
There was some conflicts with time and management there. So here we are, us three
It's
again.
Us three again.
Yeah.
What's up?
At the end of the day, it's always us three.
We ready to rock and roll
Yeah.
as
so
we were before.
I'm gonna be in this position for a little bit. So
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you know what? It's okay because, you know, Hassan coming on helped us out in so many ways. We improved our set in so many different ways. And I'm really glad that he came and kind of became a part of our little crew for a little bit.
upgraded our whole ish, and here we are
Yeah.
with a dope ass show.
Yeah, we definitely want to send a thank you to Hassan because of, like we said, all of the equipment upgrades and everything. He helped us, figure out what was the right things to do, what the right moves to make. He's also been really helpful in doing photography and video for us for this upcoming album. And just overall, helping out behind the scenes with producing this whole thing and, from a technical aspect, just upgrading us. So thank you, Hassan.
Thank you.
For, being here during this time and doing as much as you could. And good luck with everything in the future.
Yes.
We don't panic. We plan for shit to hit the fan and vanish.
Yeah.
So here we are. And we keep it going.
Yeah.
Keep
It took
going.
us a little longer to set up today trying to figure it all out, but we figured it all out.
Yeah.
Yay.
Hopefully it looks good, guys.
Yeah. Hopefully we're recording everything
yeah.
right now.
Hopefully it sounds good too. So if it doesn't, then yeah.
when a week or two ago, I think you guys were over my house
Mhm.
with another friend of ours, and we were all eating something that Amber recommended, which was something she saw off of TikTok.
Yeah.
Watermelon and cinnamon.
It wasn't a personal recommendation. It was more of a hype try.
There are these quote unquote hype tries that especially being recognized over TikTok,
Yeah.
and people are just like, oh my God, if you put this and this together, it's so good. And people just want to jump on and be like, oh my God, it's a new try. Let's all do it. Remember when it was the bell pepper
Oh yeah, with
cream cheese, was it?
cream cheese and jalapeno with cream cheese, and then they had the bell pepper as a BLT except with no bread.
Oh, I thought the bell pepper was with peanut butter.
That was also one.
There was this lady, she was trying it and she was just like,
Janelle.
oh my God, it's so, nah, this shit trash. She straight up was like, nah, you guys are dumb for this trend. I saw one
That's
recent.
where bussin' came from, right? Because they were like, Janelle, is it bussin'? And she's like, it's bussin'.
No, I think that
No?
came from somewhere else.
Okay,
but
I'm
then
making
eventually-
things up, guys. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I saw a really disgusting one that has been going viral recently, which is a snickle, which is a Snicker stuffed pickle. Oh, it's making me just gag thinking about it.
That sounds so good.
Can you play this video just so we can see what we're working with here? How are you
I'm
gonna ruin
so
a whole
curious.
Snicker, bro? What is that?
My cat.
Oh. Okay, Dolly's up in here.
Hey guys, welcome back to Yummy or Yucky, where we test food TikTok trends to see if they're actually worth trying. Today we're making this snickle. This is gonna be an interesting one. First off, take the biggest pickle you can find, cut it in half, and then hollow out each side. After that, you want to go ahead and
that
try
pickle
to
looks
fit
so
your Snickers
juicy.
inside, which mine did not. This is already a yucky just because
Why?
it doesn't even fit. But it didn't taste as bad as I thought it would. It's about a 5 out of 10. Like, follow for more.
I'm glad he rated it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Why
I
even just say
definitely would
it's-
try that.
Do you notice the trend is really just at the end of it saying, "Oh, it's not as bad as I thought it would be," or something like that?
Well, yeah, because they're like outlandish things. This is the thing. Even the so what I had you guys trying that day was the watermelon with cinnamon on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was such a unique taste. It was like crazy how it like you would not think that those two like you think that like since cinnamon is by itself, it's not like there's sugar and cinnamon, but like the sweetness from the watermelon like brought it all out, right? But like this does sound disgusting, I'm not gonna lie.
You love pickles.
But I love pickles. Like,
would you try this?
I would try it for sure.
Amber.
Well, let's do it for the vlog. Like, I will definitely try
I want
it.
to throw up.
It's not even that. Okay, listen, pickles in
You
itself,
sound
right?
like a little kid. I'm gonna throw up.
Pickles by themselves are so juicy and so good and so crunchy. And just imagine some sort of like extra element of crunch. I don't like the chocolate aspect, but we'll get over
Boy, that's the point.
That's
No, the caramel is the point. Caramel and the peanut butter is what makes me
What
excited
the
about
heck?
it.
No, there's like certain foods that it just doesn't even. Why would you put vinegar on chocolate, right? So why?
The question
pickle?
is why put vinegar? Why put the cucumber in the vinegar and make it a pickle? Then it's a pickle now, right? You're not going to wonder why. That's like
No,
saying
but-
like
no, but that-
why
that's what I'm saying.
put
That
why
makes
put
sense.
icing on top of eggs and flour and whatever. No, like you're putting icing on a cake.
No, that's very different because I'm saying like there's obviously a very certain part of the palate that you're touching when it comes to you know, a chocolate flavored
Mhm.
thing and then a pickle.
I think the better aspect of this is just taking the Snicker and eating the pickle. That's the better part.
What did you eat the one time like pickles on a You ate like fried pickles or what was it?
Oh, when I went to Ocean City?
Yeah.
It was just pickle on a stick.
Oh, pickle on a stick.
It was like we were at Ocean City and you know, like inside like the amusement parks, they have like fair food. And I was like, yo, I don't want funnel cake. I don't want any of this stuff. And then just like little on the sign, it said pickle on a stick. And I was like, what do you mean by pickle on a stick? She's like, it's literally a pickle on a stick. And I was like, oh, stop. And I swear it was the most refreshing thing I had on the whole trip.
Is that like a top tier snack for you?
I honestly don't eat it as much as I should, but like
It's a personality type. There's people that are just obsessed with pickles.
I'm not obsessed with pickles, but I don't mind moving in that direction.
Like, have you ever seen those bags and they're like pickle juice in it and you can like grab them? Didn't you have those?
They had pickle slices in them, but they were a snack. I did have them, but I'm weird about pickles for sitting a long time. Like I have to buy the pickle and eat it. Like I can't have it sitting in the fridge for a while.
crunchy pickle is good.
Yeah.
Sweet pickles, I don't like those.
Whoa. What is a sweet pickle?
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't even want to go in that direction.
It's I mean some restaurants they give you a sweet pickle instead of like the more sour one. It just
I don't want to
nasty.
bash it because I haven't tried it.
I'll
but
bash
I
it for you.
feel like there's the whole point of the pickle is that it's like savory.
Okay, well then don't put it in chocolate. That's what I was saying earlier.
But that's a little remix, like, you know.
What I will say is those pickle chips, I think Lay's makes them. Those are good. You ever had those?
I don't like pickle flavored things.
What are you doing?
I like
You like-
pickles.
You like the texture of it?
Like I like the juicy crunch
The sliminess.
aspect.
One of those long slice of pickle with a burger is like the best.
Yes, that's how I get started on pickles.
My mouth is
I
watering.
know, mine too. It's like I had it at Panera one day. They gave me a slice of pickle. I was like, why would they give me a pickle? And then I ate it and I was like, yo, after that day, I always asked for 2 pickle spears.
Nice.
Thanks.
Speaking of pickles,
Mm-hmm. Do you have a transition?
well, I was gonna say like either you could get in a pickle with whatever your next
Mhm.
article is, or
Don't get yourself
Don't-
in a pickle.
don't have a small pickle. If that happens
that
to be
should
one of
be
the-
on this list. Okay.
Well, that's not under anybody's control, so we don't pickle shame.
You
pickle
don't
shame.
pickle shame.
No pickle shaming on this
I'm
podcast.
pickle shaming.
Amber is a pickle shamer. She will not eat chips or anything pickle flavored, but she
We'll eat the pickle
likes
itself.
the aesthetic of it. Okay, what's the
Likes the aesthetic of it? what did you just say? I like the aesthetic of pickles.
Am I wrong?
Okay, this is called 7 Types of Bad Men and Why You Keep Dating Them. But we'll just focus on the 7 types. So
Is
who
it
are
like
these
bad,
7?
like because I'm bad, or is it like
I think so.
wrong, gross,
I think it's like that.
like bad as in like good?
No, like bad as in like, there's
Michael
like,
Jackson bad
there's
is-
like
is
certain like red flag aspects that are attractive.
Yeah, okay, so like
Yeah.
bad, like wrong.
Sure.
Okay, 7 things that are bad about men,
No,
or 7 types of bad men.
Yeah, 7 types
Okay.
of bad men to date. They're not bad just generally, but like
Okay.
bad to date, right?
Okay, since Shamir and I are here and you're reading this, I think we should come up with a girl equivalent as well. While we do
Sure.
this.
Yeah. I think that would be perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one is called the flaky F boy. He sends you a bunch of texts. He kind of like blows you up for a little bit. He's like, really on your, what's the equivalent? He's all up in your grill for a while, but then all of a sudden he goes blank, and then he comes back up out the blue, goes ham again. But when it comes time for commitment or showing up or I don't know, not ghosting, he can't serve.
I think this guy is also annoying to his friends.
Oh,
Yeah, like like flaky dudes.
mhm.
Yeah.
They're like, they'll ask a million questions. Yo, where is it? Who's gonna be there? What are we wearing? And then they don't show up.
Well, I don't know, because I feel like sometimes the flaky F boys, they're like so loyal to their boys.
They are so loyal to their boys. That's fact. That's fact. But then, I mean, they're loyal to their boys, but also still flaky in some aspects. Like
Yeah.
they're loyal as in like they'll show up to smoke the blunt. But
I don't
like,
think they're loyal to their boys. I think their boys are the only ones that they can hang out with.
that's also an aspect, I'm sure.
I mean, that's
Okay.
probably a reason why they're still like, but they will always flex the boys, right? On their
Mhm.
like
They
gram.
flex the boys,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's a group of flaky F boys.
Yeah.
for sure. But I think that like they all like to, in a group of flaky F boys, I think that they like to perceive them or like show them off to the other boys as being more flaky than they are. And then they turn around and they see all these dudes who are like actually not F boys and getting engaged and getting married. And they're like, well, I'm sticking to this code. And they're like, they were putting on a show for you this whole time. Congratulations.
And then they take a young baddie from back in the country, and they're
That's whoa.
like, sounds good.
That's whoa.
Is that accurate?
That's so accurate. But yeah, it's don't be that, because it's not a good feeling for a girl to be thinking that somebody's all about them and then they're just flaky. Like, don't do that.
Check the vibe. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this one is called the worst roller coaster. This guy changes his mind about you and the relationship all the time. What started off as pure romantic bliss has turned him into threatening to break up every time you do anything that bothers him. But
Dang.
I think that those same people who threaten to break up, when you actually go through with it, they're like, hold on. Let's stick on to this for a little bit.
Well, nobody wants to be broken up with or unwanted. If you do the breaking up, you have the leverage.
Yeah.
But the beginning part of it, like the indecisiveness,
Mm-hmm.
that's a case by case basis, Like sometimes there's certain things that are fitting
Yeah.
that one person likes, but then there's some things that are like, oh, that's
Oh, so you're saying that it might not be his fault because they're just learning more about the person?
the more information you have,
Uh-huh.
the easier it is to make a decision.
Okay. I think that I agree with that. And I think that's fine.
Mhm.
But I think in this
But be
situation,
honest.
it's more so like they'll be like, oh, hey, let's do this. Oh, I don't know, I'm kind of busy. I don't have time. Hey, by the way, like I really like you. I really would like to spend the rest of my life with you. But I don't really see myself having a future right now. Like I think that's the roller coaster.
Yeah, so there is a girl equivalent to this.
What
then.
is it?
What's that? I mean, she's never sure. She doesn't know, and she's like, like I guess, like I'll just like someone who leads on
Okay.
could be that.
Okay. I think in both genders, both girl and boy, that like, whoa, that's, hold on.
Amber,
I'm about
it
to
is
get canceled.
2021.
I'm sorry. Okay. I felt like that was bad as it came out of my mouth.
In
But
734 genders. Okay, go
I
list
think
them.
it's perfectly fine to be this person who's unsure of what they want, but you can't then want to can't constantly seek relationships when you know that you're unsure. Like I right now will not pursue a relationship because, or like even go on dates at this moment because I know that it's unfair to lead people on. You know?
What's the next one?
Let's see it.
The just kidding.
Mansplainer.
Yo, there's so many people like this.
Yes. He seems to constantly undercut you, but it's usually framed as a joke. While negging is known as a well-known pickup artist move, it can be more subtle in real life. What he says doesn't make you feel good, but if you bring it up, he tells you he's just teasing and you're being way too sensitive.
Okay, there is a girl version of this, and this is the one that says she can take a joke, but she's really like not good at taking jokes. You know,
Or one that says that she can hang, but
she can handle it, but then she's like over explaining things, or she's like, clearly there's some sort of annoyance, and you're like, that's not the vibe. That's not how this works. But yeah, the just kidding guy. I mean, you could tell when like, it depends on the chemistry, right?
Right.
If you have a girl, especially like who is very, not about that, not about making jokes at all. Like, some people just use the word feminist, but I don't like to disrespect the word feminist. But you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, you can't make jokes around people like that, and then those guys will be like, "Oh, it's just a joke. Like, why can't you just take a joke?"
Yeah.
And it like they weren't even joking that much.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
It's an awkward situation.
It's super awkward because typically when I've been involved in these types of situations, the guy has said something that's so
Triggering.
so like extra in the like not okay zone that when you call him out and he says he's joking, you're like, there's no world that would be a joke.
What jokes don't fly? Like, what are big no-nos?
I think that I think a lot of jokes go right, but I think statements about race and gender as a fact don't fly well.
Okay.
Like, oh, all girls are sensitive, so you have to do this, or like all Mexicans are like this, or like all like brown people are like this. I think anything that you say is a statement, and then you call them out, and they're like, "Oh, well, I was just joking." Well, what part of that was a joke?
Yeah, the Mexican thing reminds me of like, what if someone's like, "Oh, like she's a Latina, so she is this way," or like, "Oh, she's brown, she's black, she's white," like white girls. I feel like is that fine or no?
I feel like if you present it as a joke, a lot more flies.
Okay.
But when you say it as a statement of fact, then it's weird.
It depends how cool you are with them too.
Yeah.
Some dudes roll up and then like just don't even know the person. They're just like making some bold statements, but
there is another side to this. There are people who are too sensitive. There's this group on Facebook that somebody added me in called Little Brown Diary. It's thousands of girls across the United States of brown girls, right?
God.
And they like will post occasionally like their experiences, relationship issues, like in-law issues,
No
whatever.
guys allowed?
In-law issues.
There's no boys in this group, okay? And so this girl had posted, she was like, my boyfriend likes to roast me a lot and it makes me feel really uncomfortable. So like I tell him to stop and he says that I have to learn how to take a joke, but I just like don't like it and whatever. So I commented back, and I don't usually. And I was like, well, I mean, it sounds like she went on in a few paragraphs. I was like, it sounds like what you're explaining is roasting. Like maybe try reflecting it. And if he can take it back in the same way, then it's cool. But if you do it back and he's upset about it, then it's weird because then it's only one way. And then you have something to be worried about.
Yeah. And on that note, like from the last article that you mentioned, the way to, be able to get roasted and take it is by recognizing and putting your insecurities out there.
Yeah.
I think those go hand in hand. So if you have nothing to lose, and you're confident about yourself, no matter what, you might lack or whatever people might make fun of you for, like, then you'll be able to take jokes easier too.
You have to be a certain level of self-aware and be okay with it being brought up, I guess. Well, we have a few more. The very obvious, very, very obvious cheater. He has a girlfriend, but either swears he'll break up with her for you or already has. You've heard once a cheater, always a cheater so many times, but you wonder if this time it's not actually relevant.
Why'd they put Ross and Rachel on it?
I don't know. Did he cheat?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I have seen this play out so many times. I don't know what it is.
I'm very lucky to say that I don't know any friends like this.
Guys that are cheating on their girls.
Yeah, because I can't even put myself in that situation where there's a lot of guys whose friends are straight up cheaters and they like tell them about it, they egg them on. Mm-hmm. I don't know anyone like that, and if I did, I would freak out.
Maybe that's why you don't know them, because they know that like, oh, if Faraz was to know I was be doing this, he would not be cool.
No, there's like people I know that they're like, they cheat on their girlfriends, and then once the girl breaks up with them, they're like obsessed over the girl that they cheated on. It's like, bro, what? Like, this doesn't make sense.
Well, why'd you cheat on her if you're so obsessed with her? But like, oh, like I just messed up in the moment. Like, no.
Well, it's because she's probably like wifey material and the other ones are garden tools.
Oh my God.
Well, come on. That's
okay. Let's say side chicks. Let's not call them by like a terrible name. Side chicks is more like it. Side chicks tend to be the more fun, more temporary type of, experience. So guys want that and they lose that in their relationship sometimes.
These hoes ain't loyal. You know that kid that sings it?
Well, I was like, why are you singing that Indian accent?
Oh, these hoes ain't loyal. Why does he sing it like that?
But like, yeah, this also goes for guys that are actually married. That'll be like, oh yeah, like I'm married.
No,
yeah, but like me and my wife just like haven't been on the same page recently. So like, I just like I've been so sad and I've been like this, whatever. And these women start healing.
Let's take a break, sweetheart.
These side chicks are healing these married men.
We need to see other people.
What are you doing?
We need to take a break and see other people.
If he is not like A, moved out the house, B, not legally married to them anymore, and C, if he's a baby daddy, just don't go for him. I'm sorry, this is a strong message, but
I don't know any girls like this. I feel like if for guys, like it's unfortunately common.
Yeah.
For girls, I just feel like she would have to be insane. Like,
oh my God.
Like, I don't know.
I'm pretty crazy. Let me see if I've ever had an experience.
Well, because this is what I'm thinking. Like, guys, they will, like I was saying, egg each other on this kind of stuff. I don't know if girls would do that, but I feel like
girls definitely egg each other
for
on.
Cheating.
Not for cheating, but so obviously like rosters, right? Like, like so it would be in the sense that you don't have one specified man by label or title.
You have
you have multiple guys just kind of around, right? So they're like, oh, like, you have a roster essentially, and girls love hyping each other up on the roster.
Well, that's
like,
fine, but when it comes to cheating, like that's like some dudes will be like, oh, yo, you got this bad girl, even though like they're cuffed.
Mm-hmm. Well,
like, yo, how many girls you smashing?
It's weird because I think when girls are in this situation, the dudes that they're quote unquote cuffed to are the flaky F boy from pin number 1.
Yeah.
So then if they're so flaky and if they're an F boy and you're cuffed with them, then it's like, okay, but I might as well just cheat on you because you're so flaky.
I know.
An F boy.
I actually know one girl now that I remember that did this, but it was like a situation where it was like with one other dude that it was like they were alone in a moment, and then she like strongly regretted it and stuff, and it was like a weird thing because she thought that like she would end up with one of them or whatever, and I accidentally like casually brought it up, because I wanted to
Hold
like
on.
know how it like works.
Uh-huh.
I was like, she was mentioning that she knows, like, I was mentioning the guy who she
Mhm.
cheated on with, or like the one
Cheated
that
with?
cheated with, right? And I didn't know her other guy.
Who
I
was
was
her boyfriend?
Yeah, I was talking about him because he's my friend, the one that she cheated
Right.
with or whatever. And then she was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Oh yeah, you know him." And I was like, "Wait, you?" And I was like doing that, and I didn't even say anything. And then she started crying. And I was like, wait, I'm so sorry. It just like, because when something clicks for me, I just like, I'm doing the math, like I'm showing the work, you know, like
my God.
out loud. And that was, I was like, wait, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not, you
You're not
probably
really
regret
in
it.
people's business like that either.
No,
So
never.
that's
But
out
it's just
of-
like, cause he told me, and
Mhm.
he was like, I can't believe like that happened. Like she kissed me out of nowhere. Like, and
Mhm.
he has a girlfriend. So it was like,
Oh my gosh.
And
That's
then-
messy all the way around.
and then I was like, no, like you don't have to talk about it. I'm so sorry. And then she was like, no, like it's fine. Like it's one of the biggest regrets. Like I don't know what to do about it and stuff. And I was like, listen, I have no advice.
when
I
do you
just-
think cheating's okay? If ever. If ever.
No. I mean, take it back
You're
to
telling me
take it
that
back
in
to
no
Sha'Carri.
instance,
Take
no-
it back to Sha'Carri. She cheated. Well, she didn't cheat, but she broke a rule.
Okay, but relationships have a lot of like, what is it, nuance because
wait,
it's
Amber, hold on. When is it okay?
I'm asking you guys.
No, let me ask you.
Yeah,
I'm
what-
saying
what
when
do you
is it
think?
okay if ever?
You sound like you have an answer.
I don't, I'm asking.
Amber, when is it okay?
I don't think it's okay per se, but I think that if there is a level of like abuse happening and like there's like emotional abuse and you can't get out of the situation due to the nature of the abuse, that it would be fine. And I'm really only saying this right now to get out of the fact that I kind of just said something wild and I'm trying to make up for it. But I don't know. Okay, listen. What if the other dude that she's about to cheat with is meant for her?
It's cheating. Cheating is cheating.
Yeah, you're right. I'm a
Cheating
terrible
is
person.
cheating. I mean, you can try to, justify it all you want, and we're nobody to judge.
No, you guys
know?
are judging.
No.
Mhm.
I'm saying like at the end of the day, it's what lives in your head.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean, I don't think that I personally could do it and feel okay. I'm just saying that like I'm trying to think from like another person's perspective. Like there's this thing right now that's going around that's like don't let your boyfriend keep you from finding your husband. You know what I'm saying?
damn.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
This-
to an extent.
Is this
You
part
don't
of the?
have to, you don't
Is
have
this
to
part
cheat
of
for that.
Is this part of Hot Girl Summer Movement?
No, I'm just saying that like to an extent.
Independence. Oh my God.
Like, do you get where that's coming from, right? Like,
I do not.
if your boyfriend is like an amazing guy, right? Like all around super sweet, great, right? And I'm not saying cheating is okay, but is it okay for your eye to wander when
Amber.
your husband when you have a boyfriend but you see somebody being your whole husband?
That's exactly what we were talking about earlier, where dudes like think that one is a wifey,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
and then these hoes ain't loyal.
that's true.
If anyone who's listening has ever cheated or knows
Please
someone
send
who
in
has
your-
cheated, please tell us. And if you think it's justifiable,
yeah,
I wanna know,
when is
'cause-
it justifiable to cheat? And if you have a really juicy cheating story, send
Yeah.
it in. We'll
Shamir,
read it.
ever justifiable?
I don't think so.
Mm.
Even the case that Amber said.
I feel like there's situations where women are like stuck in that situation and they
Mhm.
can't get out, but like I don't know. I feel like there is a way.
Mhm.
I don't know. That might be a
Believe in the
stretch, but,
afterlife.
Um,
Bismillah, sister.
I don't think cheating's okay, but sis, don't let your boyfriend get in the way of finding your husband. I'm just saying that. I
She-
do believe
eh,
that.
Amber's part of the movement.
I'm not a part of the cheating
You're
movement.
part of the first movement.
Okay, let's move on.
One more last one. 'cause
This is
we
the
got- I wanna
last. This is
move
the
on to
last
guest.
one. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
This is the guy who never shuts up. This is a guy who goes off about his own opinions and accomplishments so far that a part of you is actually embarrassed to be around him. He talks over your friends and acts like the ultimate authority over everyone, yet a part of you believes he might be. I don't believe that last part.
Well,
but
it also depends, how much of what he's saying is cap.
yeah.
I know some dudes who just have amazing, endless stories to tell,
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they don't shut up, but it's like, whoa. And like sometimes you're hanging out with them and you're like falling asleep because you're like, bruh, you've been talking for 3 days now.
Right.
We've been awake. But it's not like I have anything cooler or better.
I think it depends on what they're saying, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how much of it is cap? Is it relevant? Are you self-aware?
Are they telling it because like, bro, the story was so crazy? Like I was hanging out with Obama and like Michelle tried to holler at me. Like, are you saying it because it was so crazy? Or are you saying it because you want to like, you want everybody there to know what rooms and people you were around and like what, like you're trying to brag about.
Like you're trying to impress.
Yeah, like you're trying to impress with just the knowledge of it, not the actual like criteria of the story.
If it was those people you're saying specifically, like,
that's a fire story.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like that's great because you're saying that's a crazy experience. But if you're just saying it to be like, I was in the White House and yeah, I worked with Obama and I had seen Michelle, like, yeah, you can definitely share those things. But if you're going on a mile long and not giving any substance to them, you're just trying to give like a really upped resume. Just shut up.
Yeah. If you're good at like the storytelling and you're like really
That's
humble about
huge.
it. If you're really humble about it, you're like, oh my God, Michelle Obama was so nice when I met her. Like, it was so cool. Like, I thought she would be this way. It's like, it gives a more realistic approach to like how you
That's cap,
went into
though.
that. What?
Like, she's not nice.
Probably is.
She
really
ruined
nice.
she ruined our lunch meals. That woman does not care about us.
She made your lunch meals
She
good.
does not have a soft heart.
But yeah, like in terms of this, I think it's important to see like why they're telling the story, right? Like
Yeah.
she was saying, oh, they're trying to gas themselves up to show like where they are, or they just genuinely want to tell this person a great story.
And sometimes guys do it to get approval of other guys at the table. Like you can tell they almost don't care about what the girls are getting from it as long as the guys have understood what they're saying and feel like they have like the guys have given approval to them for that story.
Well, there's like almost a sort of social science to that, right? Where people react off of how other people are feeling. So if you see that everyone is in awe of a person, then you might be more attracted to them because of everyone else's reaction. If they make some sort of a statement, then you're like, oh, well, maybe
But if
that
you're
is
sitting
impressive.
there and you feel embarrassed by how much they're boasting themselves up, then most of the time, other people at the table are also feeling uneasy.
Yeah. Shamir, you know any girls like this?
I'm trying to think at the top of my head. Do you?
Yeah.
Story?
No, not a story. Just like, yeah, there's a few of them where it's just like, you'll literally like try to talk and they're just, or even if you try to say like, ask a question in the middle of the story or something, like they don't hear you. That's what bothers me actually. Guy or girl, it's just like, or 734 other genders. If they're telling the story, but then you try to like ask a question or like say, make a reaction or something, and they cut you off and keep going. Like, I'm still letting you do your thing, but can we take a moment? Can we reflect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just like going on and on and on. And you're just sitting there and like, oh, I just sit here and keep my mouth shut. All right.
It like loses the conversational aspect then. It's like it's only like you're sitting there as a muse to listen to their story,
Yeah.
which isn't fun.
Really annoying.
Yeah.
That's probably the most annoying.
Yeah. And then the last one's a big baby, which is a mama's boy, which we all of us brown girls are well aware of. So yeah.
Well, that's me.
Yeah, but they want their wifey to take on the roles and duties that their mom have like been doing forever. Like they expect their wifey to just pick up things that their mom was doing. It's like you need to
they're
be able
acting like a baby. It's not necessarily about being a mama's boy, but
I think it's mama's boy, like in the sense that like their mom does every single thing for them, which is fine as long as they know how to do those things
sure.
and they can do them, right? But then if they don't, then they are reliant on their wife to do it. And then that reliancy becomes an expectation. And I personally don't like how that comes off to the kids later.
Personally, I've seen like a lot, especially like couples, they're both like babies in their own way. Like they'll have their quirks. And it's cool to see how they balance it. Like, oh, she doesn't like when I leave my stuff out on the couch or something like that. So I have to like move it or stuff like that. It's interesting to see how couples deal with it when they're like babies in their own way.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Balances, sacrifices, all that jazz.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on to a guy who would not be on this list because he is a sweetheart. Like, this was a really fun conversation, so we're really excited to introduce the stranger today, who is a rising streamer with 500,000 TikTok followers, over 10K on Twitch, and even big name sponsorships like G Fuel. He talks to us about his parents coming to terms with gaming for a living, the realities of sacrificing a social life to build a brand, and even the hidden talent that will be getting him a feature on Italy's Got Talent. Please give it up for the stranger today, Hassan Haq. What's up, Hassan?
How's it going, guys?
Hassan,
How are you guys doing today?
what is your username?
Okay, so my username is it's TheHasHaq. It's TheHasHaq. Very confusing username.
I was like,
I
what's
thought
the
it was maybe-
hashtag?
Yeah, I always
What's
said
the
hash
hashtag?
something.
People call me Hash, the Shack. People get it confused all the time.
The Shack.
But I made this when I was like, I think 11 years old, and I've stuck with it since it's my first username. Never changed it.
Like a gamer tag or just overall? That's just always what you do.
Well, so basically, I started off by watching YouTube, and my favorite YouTuber was Niga Higa,
Okay.
right? And when I wanted to make my username, I was like, all right, dude, I want to be like Niga Higa. He has like 3 syllables in his name. I need to have 3 syllables in my name. So I was like,
Okay.
At 11 years old.
yeah, 11 years old. So I was like, and then Hus is like the first letters of my name, and then Huck, which is my last name.
Yeah.
So it's TheHasHaq. I'm like, dude, this is perfect.
Does it
And
ever
I
get
stuck with
annoying
it
when?
ever since.
Does it ever get annoying when someone
Niga
calls
Higa
you
is
something
4
else?
syllables.
Yeah, she's right.
Oh,
Amber.
Dang.
My dreams have just been crushed. Everything's or whatever. It was like you get it.
You got to add a 4th
Kinda.
syllable now.
Yeah.
I gotta add a 4th syllable now.
No, I was asking. Does it ever get like weird or annoying when someone mispronounces your name, like your
Dude,
username?
the thing is, at this point, I'm used to it. So whenever I go into someone's stream and they're just like, "Yo, the Shack," I'm like, "Oh yeah, what's up, man? How you doing, bro?" At this point, I'm just used to it. I'll correct them later on.
Yeah, so obviously we know that you're a gamer. I actually saw you first pop up on my Twitter before I saw you on TikTok, and it just seemed like every week I was seeing your tweets. I think Shamir was actually probably retweeting or liking
Yeah, I
them
was
a lot.
like
so
definitely
then-
liking a lot of them because they're
Yeah.
inspirational.
Yeah, so that's what it was. It was just like, oh, I'm going for like this many followers this week and I accomplished this. And then like more followers. I got this brand deal. So it was really cool to see that. And I was like, who is this? And then I think Shamir told me a little bit about, he's a streamer. Then I saw some of the TikToks and it was really cool to see that. Did all of your success with streaming happen pretty fast for you?
Dude, I've been grinding for this since 2019, like when Fortnite first came out.
Okay.
That's when I was like, all right, I'm going to start going ham with this like streaming and gaming things, because at the time I was doing pre-med in college and I was like, dude, this is not what I want to do.
Mm.
Like I kind of went with it. I was like, this is not what I want to do the rest of my life. I'm going to just go full send with this. And then I think a year ago is when like my TikTok popped off. And since then it's been pretty much like uphill from there.
So it wasn't like a side thing you were doing with pre-med. You wanted to just ditch pre-med entirely and focus on gaming and streaming?
So that wasn't really the case. Like what really happened was that like I wasn't hanging with pre-med, right? Like I was like, okay, dude, if I take the MCAT and I go with pre-med, I'm not gonna get into a med school. So like I need to do something. Either I switch my major or I full send something else, right? And I confronted my dad. I'm like, Baba, listen, I want to change my major. He said no to that, right? I was like, all right, you know what? I'll stick to pre-med for now, see how well I do. But on the side, well, not really the side, I would like do it full-time gaming. I was kind of like doing full-time gaming side pre-med, but everybody else thought gaming was on the side, if you know what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
Right? And I just put my all into it.
You couldn't
And
tell
then
people
eventually,
yet.
what was that?
You couldn't tell people yet. Like,
Not really, because like when people come up to me and ask me like, "Yo, what are you doing?" I'm just like, "Yeah, pre-med. Yeah, I'm just doing some OChem
Right.
here and there, blah 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 blah." And then I guess to like my close friends, I tell them like, "Yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch here, making these videos here. Come check me out if you want." But it's been a long ride. It wasn't just like all of a sudden, boom. It's like I'm all of a sudden I have so many viewers on Twitch and I have TikTok followers. It's been a long ride. It's been a lot of lows. Trust me.
You have like 500,000 on TikTok.
Yeah,
Is that
almost
what it
half a
is?
10K
Yeah.
away.
Wow, nice. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Bro, you
thank
could have had your four syllables with Dr. HasHaq.
I could have. That would have been great. Having doctor in my name, that would have been dope.
Yeah, so when you were doing that up until now, like how serious is it, like as far as a serious career choice and something that you can actually pursue full time if that's what you're interested in?
Yeah, so my main goal in life right now is to pursue content creation full time.
Okay.
I'm not there yet. I'd say I'm almost there. I'm not where I want to be yet. So basically what's going on in my life right now is that I've ditched pre-med, right? And I actually had a talk with my dad about this. I'm like, look, when my TikTok popped off, I was like, look, Baba, look at my account. This is no joke. I had like 100,000 followers at that point. I'm like, look, this is no joke. Like, I can do something with this. Like, I don't want to be a doctor anymore. Let me change my field into something along the lines of that. If you don't want me to, I'm not going to drop out, right? Just let me do something along the lines so I have like a plan B for if this all fails, right? We talked for a couple of weeks, right? And eventually he's like, you know what? Fine. Find a major and go into that and do TikTok on the side. So I found a major. I'm currently a communications major and I'm doing like communications technology and social media and all that stuff like that. I'm currently doing that. I graduate in December and I'm doing that on the side along with doing all this TikTok stuff. And so my plan is to go full-time like gaming and streaming. And I know I can get there if I put a lot more effort into it. Maybe in the next year, I can become full-time. But my dad, I feel like he still doesn't understand that fact. So he's always pushing me like every day, like, Beta, have you looked for any internships yet? Any job offers yet? I'm like,
well, it's difficult.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Like when you don't see something physically in front of you, it's kind of the TikTok and this and that. Like our parents don't really understand the numbers and the gravity of these platforms really. But I see all the G Fuel.
Do you need all like pre-workout to like do streaming? Like, is that like you're like, ooh, let's get ready for streaming. I'm gonna just dry scoop some pre-workout.
Okay, well, yeah, you could dry scoop G Fuel, but what G Fuel is basically gamer fuel. Essentially, that's what they call it. It's basically caffeine. Essentially, it's not. I mean, I use it for the gym too. I don't do pre-workout. I'll just have some G Fuel before the gym. But it's been a long-term goal of mine because when I'm watching YouTube, when I used to watch YouTube a lot, my big influences were like, you guys know FaZe Clan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I love FaZe Clan. I wanted to be like a gamer, like FaZe Apex, all these guys, watching them growing up. I was like, dude, G Fuel. I want to have a G Fuel sponsorship. That was one of my main goals, to have a G Fuel sponsorship. And about 2 months ago, I got a G Fuel sponsorship. So
well, I want to ask with that, when all of this, the G Fuel, sponsorship came in, then did your parents see it as, that sort of physical check mark of like, oh, this might be something?
I think the physical check mark happened when I got my first big Twitch check. Okay. So my dad was just like asking me like, he's like, I knew we had an argument and I was like talking about how I said I was gonna buy something and he's like, with what money? And I was like, this money. And I showed him and he's like, where did that come from? And I was like, playing video games.
So it became a reality. He saw that, okay, this could be sustainable.
Basically, yeah, essentially.
That's awesome. What did they think about the G Fuel collab?
So they were hype. My dad was super ecstatic. It was funny because one day before the gym, before I signed with G Fuel, my dad saw the G Fuel. He's like, what are you drinking over here? He's a nephrologist, right? And he hates pre-workout. He read the back of the tubs and he's like, and I was like, it's G Fuel, Dad. But then when I signed with him, he was super ecstatic. He was like, he just did a full 180. He's like, yeah, G Fuel, go for it. And I was like, thanks, Dad.
That's awesome. How did that even happen? Like, did they see your content and reach out? Was it something that, you had kind of put out into the universe on Twitter and stuff?
So I always wanted to be a G Fuel sponsor, right? I always want to be sponsored by them, like I said before. Earlier last year, actually, they had a contest called It's called Gamers Got Talent, and essentially it's like a race to the top. Not a race to the top, but they have challenges, and every challenge they eliminate a few more people until there's like a few people who make it into the sponsorship, right? So I signed up for that, and I actually made it to the finals, right? And I was like, dude, this is it. I'm getting my G Fuel sponsorship.
Was it
I
Fortnite or
didn't
something
make it.
else?
What was that?
What game was it?
No, it was just like, oh, create these videos, create
Okay.
these skits, make a TikTok, make this, and we'll review it on our stream to see if you make it or not. So I made it to the finals, and I unfortunately did not win, right? And I was super bummed out about that, right? And then I'm scrolling through Twitter, and I'm just seeing all these people signed with G Fuel, and I'm like, dude. And I checked their stats, and they have like lower stats than I do as well. And I was like, dude, how are these people signing with G Fuel? Why can't I sign with G Fuel? So I did my research. I found every single partner manager for G Fuel, and I DM'd each one of them individually. I'm like, listen, these are my stats. I want to be sponsored by G Fuel, right? And this is the funny story because one of them, his name is Dequat, right? And one of them, I messaged him like a month ago, right? And I'm just streaming, and this dude comes in my chat. His name is Dequat, right? And I was like, yo, Dequat, thanks for the follow, man. How you doing today, man? And I totally brushed it off. Like I didn't know who he was. I forgot who he was, right?
Mhm.
And then I was like, dude, your name sounds familiar. Do I know you? He's like, yeah, bro, you follow me on Twitter. I'm like, wait, what? And then I go on Twitter. I'm like, dude, oh shit, this is the G Fuel guy.
Oh.
What am I doing?
So he's like a rep for G Fuel.
Yeah, he was a rep for G Fuel. This is one of the guys that I was messaged that I DM'd before.
So he's scouting
I DM'd
you.
him. Yeah, he was scouting me. And then, next thing I know, he sent me a contract and
Wow.
That's awesome. Congrats. Got the G Fuel bag.
Congratulations, yeah.
thank you.
That's dope. What do you primarily do on stream? What makes you different than other people?
So I do a lot of stupid stuff on stream all the time. People think I'm just a Warzone streamer, which I'm not. I've done ridiculous. So I set high standards for myself, and the biggest streamers do the craziest things, right? For example, do you guys know who Ludwig is?
No.
I mean, I do, but they
You know,
probably
Shamir knows who Ludwig is, but Ludwig is basically, he was the biggest streamer at one point on Twitch, and a lot of my content I reflected off of him. So, for example, one of the streams I did was that I had like a budget for my stream, right? I put a budget of like $150, and I told chat, all right, guys, send me Amazon links, all right? And I get 3 vetoes. You guys send the links, we'll open it in the chat, and if you guys 50% vote yes, I have to buy the item within that budget.
Okay.
All right. So we bought a bunch of random stuff. We had like a baby poster. We had a tortilla blanket.
And it's all coming to like your place. You actually have to.
Yeah. Dude, this ninja hat over here, this thing that I wear in my videos, I bought it from that stream.
Nice.
So I just do crazy streams like that all the time. It gets people more engaged, and they're great YouTube videos too. So it's like, I'm not the same old boring streamer. I mean, I don't want to say boring because some of them are really successful doing what they do, but I don't just play Warzone. I do a lot more than that.
That's really cool because you build a really like nice connection with your audience too that way, that somebody sees that wig or something and they're like, oh, I remember I was actually one of the people that voted for that. And then it's like interactive and they feel part of your community. So that's really cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
I do not know a lot about streaming. I join Shamir's streams every once in a while.
What do you think about Shimmer streams?
Dude, I love Shamir's stream. Whenever I have some free time, I'll hop in there and I'll just have a blast, dude. I'll have a blast in his streams. Actually, I know Shamir told you, but I turns out I knew someone in his stream. Have you told the story before?
No,
a cross fan?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot. He's from Ohio,
Right.
so he knows a lot of people from Ohio.
Okay.
So he like knows them personally.
Oh, you make fun of Ohioans a lot on the stream.
Oh, he do.
What part of Ohio?
I'm from Dayton, Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Shamir's making fun of Ohio as usual, right? I go to his chat and I'm like, yo, what the heck? I'm from Ohio. What's going on? I'm like, where's my Ohio squad, right? And then Monazza, who's in his chat, she's like, oh, I'm from Ohio too, right? I'm like, oh, and we're just talking about it. And then she mentions that she's from Cincinnati, right? And I mean, I don't know who she is, but like, turns out I have a connection to her, if that makes any sense, right?
Some mutual.
And I'm just talking to Shamir's chat. We were reviewing masjids that day. We were reviewing mosques in this chat. Yeah.
Reviewing?
Mosque review. We were doing mosque
Yeah, we were
review.
reviewing mosques review in
Hold
this
on.
chat.
That's hilarious. Wait, what classifies?
I don't know if that's right.
Yeah.
but
What
right thing to do.
classifies
Well,
a good mosque?
Keep in mind, we said before every time we reviewed one, all mosques are beautiful.
Yeah.
So we did claim that.
Right
but-
before you then judge them?
Well, like then, did you have like criteria like architecture?
Yeah.
Sound. I don't know what you.
Yeah, exactly. And we'd be like, okay.
Low quality in bathroom.
So yeah, stuff
Yeah.
like that. But
Okay. So you're doing a mosque review. You see Manaza in there.
No. So they're sending all these mosques in, right? And like, these crazy, huge mosques, right? And then Munaza sends her mosque with Cincinnati Mosque. I'm like, dude, I've been to that mosque. I know that mosque,
okay.
right? And then I send my mosque in, and it was an old renovated office
So
building,
funny.
right?
Submit your mosque.
and everyone's hyped for these mosques, right? And then my mosque shows up, and they're just like, yeah, this is a pretty good mosque. Yeah. and then Munaza's like, wait, my cousin is the imam for that mosque.
Oh, no
Oh
way.
my gosh.
I'm like, wait, what? No way. So it turns, and I'm good friends with the imam.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, hold on. The imam who I'm good friends with is Manaza's cousin. And we're just mind blown. We're like, what's
The
going
mosque
on?
connect.
So
no, that's
funny.
amazing. But yeah, I met Hassan actually through kind of like TikTok, right? I was making these TikTok videos
Yeah.
of like my streams, and I was just like starting out or whatever. And then I see like Hassan commenting on them, like, "Oh, another Pakistani streamer," and I'm like, "Oh wait, what? Another Pakistani streamer?" So I check his like TikTok out, and I see his streams, and I'm like, "Wow!" And then I started joining his streams, and I'm like, "Oh, he's like got a whole community and stuff." And then I think we became like friends there, and then I like been seeing his growth and all that stuff. So
That's
it's been
dope.
cool.
Yeah. What were you asking, Amber?
I was asking, since I have very limited knowledge of this, and I'm sure some people listening will too, what does like the average day of a streamer look like? Like what happens in your
Oh,
day?
yeah. Like how many hours are you on this thing?
Okay. So I wake up in the morning.
Mhm.
I wake up in the morning. First thing I try to do, not very successful at it, but I go to the gym, which is
Mhm.
around like 9, 10 a.m. I go to the gym.
And you don't
then
take
I
the G
come
Fuel
home.
before you go to the gym.
What was that?
And you don't take the G Fuel before you go to the gym?
Oh no, I 100% take the G Fuel before I go to
Okay.
the gym. That's the first thing I do.
Wait, is it better to use G Fuel than actual pre-workout or?
From my understanding,
You better
well, this
you better
is what
choose
my
your
dad
words
told me.
wisely.
Well, from my understanding, G Fuel is basically just caffeine. Essentially, 1 cup of G Fuel is like 2 cups of coffee. Meanwhile, pre-workout is like it's protein. You kind of need to work it off, if you know what I mean.
There's like stem in it or something.
Yeah, exactly. And it can come to a point where you drink too much protein, which can be too dangerous for you. So I don't know. I just don't want to mess with it. My dad is against it, and if he's against it and he's a doctor, I'm gonna just take his word for it. I
Right.
trust him. So
Yeah.
I just
Besides,
don't do
Dequat
pre-workout.
listens to this podcast, so
Yeah.
Shout out
you
to
didn't
Quad.
lose your sponsorship. You're good.
Okay, good.
Okay, so you go to the gym, drink the G Fuel, go to the gym.
Go to the gym, drink G Fuel, come home. So my schedule changed recently, but what it used to be is that I'd come home, I'd focus on content, right? I'm like, okay, I have a YouTube video to edit and I have a TikToks to make, right? I'll focus on that. And that pretty much takes up my entire morning to afternoon, right? I do that. That takes, because dude, editing, you guys know editing of YouTube videos is not a small thing. It takes so long to edit just one YouTube video. Edit that, do TikToks, react to comments, and then I take a little chill for a while. My dad comes home around like 3, 4, 5 o'clock. We eat food as a family, and then I'll go on Twitch for a bit, just say hi to everybody else. And then at night I'll boot up my stream, which is my old schedule. But around like I think like 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock to like 11 o'clock, I'll be streaming, and then I'll end the night just playing some games off stream with a couple of friends, and then I'll go to bed. So it's like it's a lot of work. It's a
You
lot
do
of
that-
work.
wait, you do
But
this every day?
And then, what was that?
You do this every day?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, hold on. You said that you were still in school.
I am still in school.
So I didn't hear you say you work on your schoolwork at all.
I throw it in there here and there.
I didn't hear it.
I find time. Yeah, I find time here and there.
Does it ever get like tiring or do you ever kind of get bored of that schedule at all?
Do you guys watch Shimmer Wally's YouTube videos?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he actually made a YouTube video about this, and I resonated with it like perfectly. Well,
Like the
it comes to a point where it's like you don't know what content to make anymore because you just get burnt out on that one concept and idea, and you're just like, what do I do? And you try to make something new, and maybe that doesn't work out, and you're like, dude, maybe I'll go back to the old thing. You do that again, like, nah, this is boring. It's a cycle of finding out what you like and what you want to create, and obviously, if you do the same thing over and over and over again, it gets boring. That's why I like to change up my content a lot of the times. And it's just scary to do because you never know what's going to work and what's not going to work.
And a part of that, is just trying to build your brand, right? Like when you're done with this, like Shamir and I talk about this a lot, but like there's those people who they are kind of following a trend. And they're doing what everybody else is doing, and they might go for like a viral video or something, but people aren't necessarily following them for their personality or what they've built. So like, what is it that you're trying to do when it comes to like, if you're off of Twitch, if there's a new platform that comes, or, you're no longer interested in gaming, you want to create some sort of other content, like what can people kind of know about your brand, what you're always kind of doing, and like where you're trying to, what direction you're trying to go? So that it lasts past just a platform.
So the biggest thing I try to do, and something I emphasize a lot with my followers, is that I try to mention that I'm building a community. Okay. Right, that's one of the biggest things. I see it in Shamir's stream too all the time. He's always talking to his chat. He knows everyone by name. I try to do the same thing, even if it's like 50, 100 people in the chat. I try to make sure I engage in conversation with every single one of them. It can get tough at times, which is why I'm like, we have a Discord server, come join that. We have events here. We have YouTube videos. We'll do Q&As. That's why I try to be as interactive with my chat as possible. That's why I do all these crazy streams. It's like chat is involved, right? They're like, oh, we're having a fun time with the streamer. I'm having a fun time with the chat. I'm not just sitting there being like, thanks for the follow, man. Thanks for the donation, man. Like I'm actually engaging with conversation with them. And that sort of creates a parasocial relationship in a way, right? Some can argue that there's some negatives to parasocial relationships, which there is. If you guys don't know what that is, it's when there's a one-sided relationship where one
What are you calling it? A
parasocial relationship.
Parasocial.
So that's when one person knows everything about the other person. And they create a relationship where they know everything about me, but I don't know nothing about them.
Right.
And that's sort of like how all these YouTubers who are like vloggers, for example.
Like Casey Neistat, he has that relationship.
Yeah,
like,
he has a relationship with his viewers. Like they'll follow him no matter what he does.
Right.
Because they like him for who he is, because he's created that relationship with his viewers.
So you're trying to build that community. That's really good. I want to ask you, like, you do go to the gym in the morning, but other than that, we all know that sitting for long periods of time, staring at screens, obviously is, very taxing on your body, on your eyes, on your mind. Are you aware of that? Does that ever take a strain on you? And what do you do to manage it?
Actually, this desk that I'm sitting on right now is actually a moving desk. It goes up and down.
Like
so that's how you build it on TikTok.
Yeah, it's a stand. Yeah, I built it on TikTok. So I actually done streams where I've been standing up. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to sit down. This is too much. I'm going to stand up.
Wait, wasn't that table sponsored too?
Yeah, that table was sponsored.
Oh, what the heck?
Go
you got
you.
a sponsor
Nice.
for everything?
Dude, this headset was given to me by a sponsor. This table was given to me by
What about the chair? What about the chair?
The chair, no, I had to buy the chair.
Not yet,
now you
not
have to now you have to get sponsored for a chair.
Yeah, I
him a
tried to. There was actually a contest that I lost, unfortunately. Respawn was doing chairs and I lost that.
It's
But
always
it is what it
contests, man.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of the times these brands will hit me up and just send me random stuff. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Why not?
So you have the desk
back to
going.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the desk. Yeah, it's a standing desk. I can move it up and down. I do that. Sometimes I'll edit standing up. I'll do my work standing up, homework standing up.
Does that help? I never tried it before.
In my opinion, it helps. It definitely helps.
But doesn't it? And I know it's a standing desk, so you're not necessarily slouching. But I feel like you're still being stagnant, right? So in a way, yes, it's beneficial, but you're still stacking your spine and your body like in a straight position.
To a certain degree, yeah, I agree. But if you're talking about like homework and editing, then yes, I mean you're gonna have to be stagnant. But when it comes to streaming, I like to be as energetic as possible. When
Oh,
I've
you
done
can like
those
jump
standing
around
up
and
streams,
stuff.
yeah, I'm not just standing there. I'm jumping around
Yeah.
like, yo, chat, what's going?
That's how
I'll
my
be
little
like-
brother plays video games with me in the first place. If we're competing, he's up screaming at the TV, running around, kicking.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
You need to get a set of like moving stairs or like pedal or something.
I've seen that. I'm
so
like,
you can
you know
like
what's-
pedal while you're sitting there.
You know what's funny?
Uh,
So the same company that sent me the desk were like, hey, can you do another video for us? We'll send you like a sitting, a cycle thing for the
oh, that's
desk.
funny.
I was just like, you know what? Nah, I'm good.
you should have taken it. What do you
They're about
mean?
to they're about to send you a full hamster wheel to power all your stuff. Like it does both things.
man.
What about
Honestly.
what about like your back and your eyes and all of that? Like, do you use those blue
Uh,
glasses?
I have blue light glasses that I'll occasionally wear. If my eyes are getting strained, I'll put them on.
Mhm.
Back, this chair is fine. My back is fine. I mean,
Okay.
I work out regularly. I even play basketball sometimes. Like if I'm not streaming at night, if I
Mhm.
take a break one day, I'll go play basketball with my friends.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm staying relatively active. It's like
Yeah.
in that period too, where it's like 4 to 5, or like after we eat. I try to avoid going to my room as much as possible. I'll go upstairs where my family is. That's where I'll usually hang out, and then I'll come back into my room when I do all my streaming and stuff like that. So I try to stay as active as possible.
Are you in
That's
the
awesome.
basement?
Yeah, I am in the basement.
So do you get like enough sunlight and stuff, or do you have to like take walks outside and stuff like that?
No, I have a window right behind me. I actually close it when I stream. I usually always have it open, but when I stream, I always close it so that I can get the purple
Okay.
lighting.
So
effect.
you get like enough sunlight. You're not like
yeah. I
inside
get plenty
and-
of sunlight.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a plant in my basement,
yeah.
and I was like, oh, like I want like nice plants and stuff. And then it died, and my mom was like, you see, like, 'cause my room is also in the basement. She goes, you
Yeah.
see, this is the effect that your body is going through.
That's facts.
That this plant is.
I'm glad that she was able to point that out for you because you stay in the dark and don't like sunlight, I feel like.
No, I like sunlight. I just didn't like think about it that much, or like that I wasn't getting enough or whatever. But I come out more. Than just
After
the
you saw
basement.
the plant die.
I was thinking about when you were talking about the sponsorships and stuff, and the whole mosque thing, and you two, as Pakistani streamers, you could kick off something. I'm gonna pitch you an idea here, okay?
Go for it.
Listen, I don't know about the mosque in your area, but like with
Oh
us,
my gosh, what's happening?
you know how ISB has
Yeah.
like the basketball tournaments, football tournaments, and stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, check this out. So they make a lot of money because you have to pay to
For the
play
team.
with your
Yeah.
teams and all of that, right? I feel like, especially in my community right now, all the kids, they're all gaming. They're not like when we were kids, we were definitely playing a lot more sports. I mean, we were gaming too, but like now they're building their own PCs and like all this stuff. So if the mosque started having like PC centers where, you pay to play in the same way, one, you get to fund the mosque in a new way, but also you can bring in like non-Muslims and stuff and just like use all of that to spread Islam across the world.
And use the password.
I
And,
like
and the
that.
Shahada is the password to get into the computer.
No, you don't,
I like
have, to, you don't have to
that. That's a
convert
good
anything,
idea.
but like, what do you think about the idea?
I think it's a wonderful idea. We've actually done video game tournaments at our mosque.
Oh, cool.
That-
That's so
Snap,
cute.
yeah.
That
So-
gives your mosque a higher rating. I don't know
Yeah,
if I
thank you,
love-
man. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's moved up in the rankings. It gets a G Fuel sponsorship.
So we did one day. What we did was we had like different stations or different video games. We had like a Call of Duty station. There was like some controversy there. Like we shouldn't have Call of Duty in a mosque, but
Oh my God. I
What
didn't even
the
think
heck?
about that.
Oh my
I didn't even
God.
think about that.
I didn't think about it either. Right? I took it in, and Uncle was like, "But what are you guys playing?" I'm like, "Oh, it's just Call of Duty." And then he's like, "What?" So
Wait,
yeah,
explain to
so
people.
funny.
That's just like because you're shooting people and stuff, right?
Well,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
only that, but like they
basically, yeah.
have settings like Karachi and
Oh,
like
yeah.
all of that as well. That's so funny.
yeah.
Damn.
So we had.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
about
the
to be
Call of
like
Duty
only
station.
Nintendo Switch tournaments.
Oh my gosh. What was it? Animal Crossing?
Yeah. But you can't like do much with that. No, I think you guys need to get sponsored by Zamzam, you know what I mean? Like you got
Yeah.
the G Fuel going, but
Oh, 100%. Yeah. we
Get
have to
Saudi
sponsored by
Arabia
something.
up in there. Now you're really gonna have people looking out for you. A brown dude sponsored by Saudi Arabia playing COD in a mosque.
Yo,
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
so I heard you're going on Italy's Got Talent. Is it Italy?
Yes.
It must be because
well,
you are
I'm
like
going to
gaming,
Italy.
right? Because like, if you're such a big Twitch streamer and like Italy's Got Talent, like, are you gonna be like streaming on air?
Yeah, that's what you think. You're absolutely wrong.
What are you going on for?
I am going there to drink water. Drink water.
Sorry,
I'm going there to drink water.
you're
Chug
going.
water bottles.
Just
So it's an interesting story. Okay, I made a YouTube video on this, and so basically, I made a YouTube video 2 years ago when I really wanted to pop things off. Right, I was posting whatever I wanted at that point. You guys know what this is like being creators. You'll just post whatever you can to just get content out there. So I learned a habit I learned a talent actually from a friend how to chug water bottles really fast. And I was like, this is kind of cool. I'm gonna make a YouTube video on this. So I made a YouTube video how to chug water bottles in 3 seconds. Right?
Did you really only do it in 3 seconds?
I did it in 4, but that's beside the point.
Oh, retract, come
right.
back.
Italy's Got Talent. Gotta take it back.
Right. So I made that 2 years ago, and only like recently, like a couple months ago, it started getting a bunch of views. I think right now it's sitting at like 28,000 views out of nowhere. Right. And a week ago, I get an email from a random domain name. It seemed like a scam email, right? It was a dude named Federico, and he's like, "Hello, Hassan. My name is Federico, and I'm emailing you from Tu Si Que Valles. It is one of the biggest talent show TV shows in Italy with 7 million concurrent viewers every episode." And I was like, "Wait, what the hell is going on? Where's this email going?" And then the dude's like, "I saw a video of you drinking water. It was sent over to me, and I was wondering if you want to perform that on our talent show."
No.
And I was like,
dead.
"Wait, what? This is unreal. There's no way this is real." And he's like, "Let me know what you think. Attaches a promo video of our show." Like, all right, this guy wants me to go drink water on his show. And like he has a promo, so this probably isn't anything crazy, right? This is just probably some random thing. I opened the promo video, bro. I'm not even joking, you dude. There are people doing backflips. There are people doing dives from 50 feet in the air. There are people doing magic shows.
And you out here
people
drinking
flying
water.
drones, and I'm out there drinking water. I'm like, what is going on?
No.
Wait, are you gonna go to Italy to do this?
Yes.
Oh my God. What
Water.
is going
Hold
on?
on. What was your parents' reaction? Do they know yet?
So they know. So actually, story's not over. So I get a call, right? And from the dude, and he's like, "Hey, I was wondering if you could, blah, blah, blah. These are the dates you need to come to Italy. We'll pay for everything, the flight, the food, the water, not the water."
Get me a swim tank size of Shamu. I need to practice.
So he's telling me all this information, and he's like, "By the way, you don't need to drink anything crazy. You don't need to drink 6 liters. I think 3 liters of water should be fine, right?"
What?
And I'm like, 3 liters, yeah, sure. And I hang the phone up. My friend's next to me, and he's like, "Hassan, do you know how much 3 liters of water is?" Yeah. And I'm like, "No." So we did the math. 3 liters of water is about 6 water bottles. 6 water bottles.
So they're just gonna have you for like 30 seconds. Wait, can you go more than 1 water bottle?
So I tested this on my stream. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna test this on my stream. I'm like, chat, get in here. We're gonna test how many water bottles I can drink. So the day before that stream, I went to Kroger. And I bought all these water bottles.
Oh my God.
I have them right over here. And occasionally I'll just practice. I was like, all right, Chad, we're gonna drink water bottles. The guy in Italy, he asked for a video of me doing it. And I was like, okay, let's try. I did it on stream. I did the first one, went fine. Second one went fine. Third water bottle, I crush it up, and the water gets stuck in my throat. And I'm like, dude, I felt horrible. And I'm like, dude,
You can't
I
even
can't
wash
go
it
anymore.
down. It's water.
I couldn't go any longer. I was like, I can't do this. So my record, I was 3 water bottles in 22 seconds, something like that.
God.
So I sent it over to the dude, and he's like, I was like, dude, my Italy trip is canceled, dude. They're not gonna let me go through. And then I get an email back. I'm like, we saw your video. It's great. You're coming to Italy. I'm like, what? And then I told my parents, and they're like, yo, what? No way. Can you bring somebody with you? And I asked the guy. He's like, yeah, you can bring one person. I was like, bet. So now my mom is coming with me to Italy. My mom is going to come see Italy with me.
Aw.
And yeah, that's what's going on. Me and my mom are going to go to Italy for me to perform to drink
Water
water.
drinking.
What do they think about the actual chugging? Are they like, tu janware?
Dude, yeah. So my dad was like really scared. He's like, please be careful. You can get water intoxication. It's bad for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, Baba, I'll be fine. Don't worry. And he's just like, just make sure you don't drink too much water. And I was like, all right. Don't
Only
worry about it.
practice
Don't worry
once
about
a
it.
day.
Yeah. So I just occasionally I'll just see like crushed water bottles all over my room because I'm like practicing one water bottle every like an hour. I
Hassan,
got to get prepared.
Hassan, I know you've been talking a lot on this podcast. Are you by any chance thirsty right now?
Yeah.
And could demonstrate maybe
Oh,
how to
bottle
how to
crushing?
knock one down. I'm curious.
Yeah.
You want to, I mean, I can try. I can
we
totally.
wanna
I can
see
I
what
just
it's
want to see
about.
like how you
Yeah,
do it.
we have
and-
to see it. We have to see it.
All right. Yeah. So here's a water bottle, fresh water bottle.
Okay. We'll do
So
we'll do the count.
all right, go ahead. You want to count me down or count how long it takes?
I was going to count how many seconds so the audio listeners can hear.
All
Look
right,
at the,
all right.
look at the
All right.
hand
All right.
pressure.
I know he's ready. I feel like he's going to crush it. All right,
All right.
ready?
All right, ready? I'm ready.
And go. 1, 2, 3. Oh snap!
Wow.
Hold on.
Yo, that looked fake.
Is that like hold on? Are you swallowing once? Are you swallowing twice, thrice? Like what's the like? How are you?
The pipe is just open,
And,
then
it's just there is no swallow.
Basically, no, at the same time as throwing water in your throat, you're also like chugging it in. You're also swallowing at the same time.
But
If that
like
makes any
I feel like
sense.
that would take more than 3 seconds to like swallow that amount of water. What's the trick?
It depends. So the trick is you need to excuse me. You
Oh,
need
God.
to
be careful.
you need to
bring Baba in. I told
You
you.
need
Water
um,
intoxication.
you need to exercise your throat muscles, and you got to open up
Whoa.
your throat. And you
Whoa.
can do that by basically just taking water and just without crushing it, just drinking water as fast as you can. And if you do that enough times, your throat muscles will kind of relax and open up, and that'll allow you to push in more water.
Amber, get a cleaner mind. What are you doing over here?
He's like talking about
Oh.
exercising his throat, learning how to open it up a little wider. Like
That Hassan,
I don't know
that's
what's
not
going
what I
on.
was thinking.
We
I was paying
apologize.
attention.
We
Thank you
apologize
for
for
Thank
Shami,
you guys. Thank
you
you.
were laughing, snickering
I
back
was laughing
there.
at you for thinking that.
The language is
that was
what I
gonna
had
come
a
up.
problem with. Okay.
Yo, he's like the halal Steve will do it.
Yeah, well,
What about the friend who taught you the trick? How does he feel about it?
I haven't talked to him in a while.
Oh,
actually.
you stole it,
Oh, wow.
Stole that.
Stolen.
I'll meet him sometime. I think He's
should've
actually my
took him. You owe
brother's-
him a
like
trip
my
to
little
Italy.
brother's
Yeah, you
friend.
should have took him to Italy.
No, I mean like
No.
that's like if
I
your
do.
friend shows you how to play basketball and then you end up being like Michael Jordan or Kobe. It's just like you did it better than them, and
I did, yeah.
you got an audience.
Or it's the dudes who invented Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg stole the Facebook and made it and became a billionaire. Could have been like that too.
Yeah, I didn't steal anything.
I'm kidding.
That's
You're
that's
kinda
what I'm leaning
twisting it
towards,
out here.
Shami.
he didn't code it. He didn't code his throat, bro.
He did train it.
He did train it. Yeah, but
I did
we're all
train.
capable of that. So there's that.
Exactly. Anybody can do it. Trust me. Just gotta-
Hassan, I want to take it back a little bit and ask you, what was your first love of video games? Do you remember when you were a kid and like the first couple system and games you played?
Yeah. So I remember we were on a family trip and we went to a hotel.
I thought you were saying Wii as a Nintendo Wii. I was like, boy, you better sit down.
not the Wii.
Back in the day.
So we were staying at a hotel and the hotel had a Nintendo 64
Yes.
plugged into the TV. And my dad hooked it up for us and they had Mario Tennis on there. And I played it for the first time with my brother and I was like, these are video games? These are insane. We need a console. I don't even know how old I was at this time. I was probably like 4 or 5 years old.
Mhm.
Probably a little older. But I was like, dude, we need a video game console in the house. and we kind of like, our dad one day came home with a Nintendo GameCube.
Oh,
And
nice.
in the GameCube, it came with Super Mario Sunshine and Sonic Adventure 2.
Okay.
So the first game I played was Sonic Adventure 2. And since then, I became a huge Sonic fan. And games became something huge in our house to the point where our parents had to monitor it like pretty strictly. So it came to the point where during like middle school and even high school, because my brothers were young, my parents would be like, no video games throughout the week. And you can only play on the weekends for only an hour a day. And I just pretty much played like growing up all the time with my brothers. And GameCube, Wii, Xbox 360, Game Boy was huge. Pretty much just, and then grew up, got a PC, and now we're here.
Yeah. Did you ever think that like this is something that you would end up doing like on a more serious professional level when you were a kid?
And making money from it.
Yeah.
Well, not when I was a kid, I thought I was going to be a YouTuber, not a gaming YouTuber. I thought I was going to be just a regular YouTuber,
Okay.
like Ryan Higa, like one of those skit YouTubers.
Yeah.
But not a gaming YouTuber or a gaming person at all.
Right.
Which funny story, by the way, involving Ronald Pono, by the way.
Okay.
So actually, I've known you guys for a long time, like a long time.
Yeah.
So when I used to watch YouTube, I used to be obsessed with like desi YouTube. I'm like, can I find any desi YouTubers out here, right? I come across like Hamza Arshad, Hamza Productions. I come across like a bunch of random videos, and then this is around the time when like music, like parody videos were big.
Yeah.
I think this was around 2011, and I saw I'm Desi and I Know It
Nice.
for the first time.
That's when the channel first came out too, 2011.
Yeah, I saw Desi and I Know It. I was like, bro, this is hilarious. I love this. I love this video. And then I watched that. I think I'm not sure if I subscribed back then. I can't remember if I subscribed or not.
Come on,
But
bro.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm looking for
I was
desi
young.
YouTubers. Okay.
Yeah.
Not these ones.
I may have subscribed. It was probably an old channel. I probably subscribed. I don't remember.
Back to
But then
Ryan Higa.
anyways, fast forward to like 2017. For us, you're all over my Facebook. People are sharing this video of you, and it was a parody of a Cardi B song.
Bodak.
Bodak Brown.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it was that one. It was the one with your like roommate or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. It was like all over my Facebook page. I'm like, dude, these guys are funny. And then that's when I kind of like followed you guys officially on everything. And then I'm scrolling through TikTok, and then Shamir pops up on my page, right? And I don't make the link that you guys are Ronald Pono yet. I don't make the link. I just find Shamir, right? And then I follow him, and then I follow his Instagram, and then he plugs like strange flavors. And I'm like, wait a second. He's part of Ronald Pono? No way! No way! It's kind of crazy how we come like full circle now. Now we're doing a podcast with you guys.
Yeah,
It's wild.
it's crazy.
That is
Shamir was
crazy.
actually the imam at my mosque. We were trying to kick off Call of Duty tournaments. And
Yeah.
he's like, yo.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Let me be part of Ronald Pono.
And that's why we're the #1 rated mosque in the US.
Oh, really? Everyone rated that. Beautiful. That's crazy.
That's really cool. Yeah, Nintendo 64 was my first system too. I came from Pakistan and didn't know what video games were at all. And one of my older cousins that lives here, he showed it to me and my brother. And we were going crazy. We played Super Smash for the first time.
Yes, dude. Yeah.
And we were getting heated. Like, it was bad. We were throwing controllers at each other. And it was so fun. It was so, like, we were obsessed. And like throughout middle school, high school, same route. So we had Nintendo 64, then GameCube. And we loved GameCube. And
it was amazing.
One of my things, the reason I fell off of video games was because I used to like playing in the same room a lot. Like, we used to have friends over, and like, especially with my brother, my sister, we would play on the same console. And then as soon as like we got a PS3, my brother started hogging, and it was all like solo online play and all of that.
Exactly.
And then it just kind of like, I played online a little bit, but the fun for me was like in the same room, competition, that kind of thing. But I don't know if like how you guys used to play growing up or anything, or if that ever like.
Yeah. So that was an issue growing up. That's why we never had like Xbox Live or any of that, because there's three brothers, right?
Okay.
and we're 3 of us. And whenever we have that 1 hour window, it's so precious. I can't hog it up. He can't hog it up. They can't hog it up. We got to be fair. So we always ended up playing like Call of Duty split screen or like NBA 2K together. We never had, and plus our parents wouldn't pay for it anyway. So
Yeah, that was like my dad would be like, "Oh, you have to pay for live on this one. All right, let's go with the PlayStation." Because on PS3 you didn't have to pay for live.
Yeah, it was free.
That was
it
amazing.
free on PlayStation.
So do all of you guys have different systems now, or are they into games or no?
No, yeah, they still are. Now, dude, now it's bad. I have a PC. My brothers have Xboxes. They have their own Xboxes now.
Okay.
And we play whenever we want now. We're kind of like off the hook now. And
do they stream or
crazy.
like ever get in on your stream?
A couple of times you'll see my brother come into my stream only to see how many subs I have. I don't know why, but he'll just come into my stream with the exclamation mark sub count just to see like, oh, so he's making that much money? Cool. And then he just leaves. I'm like, okay.
Is it a little brother?
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. He's trying to see. He's trying to do some plotting of his own.
Yeah.
Try to have a side hustle going.
I used to play games too, and you guys probably know nothing about like all the intense games that I used to play too. I used to play Club Penguin and Toontown.
Oh, that's a good one. Toontown?
Mhm.
Oh my god, memory unlocked.
I remember Toontown.
Wait,
Toontown.
So I don't know if I'm just an idiot, but like anytime I would go on Toontown, I didn't know how to like play. It was just like
You like enter random
screen.
places. Yeah.
It was just so many like menu screens and stuff. And I
You
would
had
see
to
it-
pay for it though, right? You had to pay for Toontown.
Is that what it was?
I don't think so.
Because I had something similar, but I only had the free trial, and I couldn't get past like.
Am I
The
thinking
first world.
it's Toontown, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because they would have
can't
commercials
remember.
on
Oh yeah,
something, and
I remember.
it would always say like, make sure you get your parents' permission.
Yeah,
And
I
then-
used to be on Toontown. You know what? It was actually my homegirl. I think maybe she told me to download something, but I don't think I was paying for anything back then. Like I didn't have a credit card.
$100 on your dad's credit card.
No, but back then my dad wouldn't even let me use it. Like he thought using a card anywhere, not in person, was sketchy.
Oh yeah, for
not
sure.
even like
We
on
didn't used
like
to-
nothing. You
No.
could not buy
Paying
anything
online for stuff like that was
It was like, yo,
No
like,
go.
oh, that's dangerous. They're gonna steal my credit card information.
Yeah.
So I definitely didn't pay for it, but I was on Toontown all the time.
yeah.
Do you guys remember Webkins?
No.
It's
Nobody?
those little toys,
That's
and
a
you have a
memory
code,
unlocked.
right?
Yeah. My friends would always get Webkins, and I was so jealous as a kid because my parents would never buy them for me.
Is it like
Never.
Neopets?
No.
But it's like physical. Like you have to buy these actual
Webkins.
like.
And then you
The
can take
plushie
care of
toys.
them online, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So like you create them online, and then they ship you like a creation of what like they ship you like what you created online, and then you like feed it
Oh.
online, and like you
Yeah, that
take
sounds
care of it online.
expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My parents
That's
never
like
bought me
Build-A-Bear.
Webkins, man.
Only like
Oh.
I feel like the only people around me whose parents would like buy them stuff like that was like my white friends. Like
Yeah,
none of
yeah.
us like brown people were ever being bought stuff like that at all.
Never.
Mm-mm.
Never.
But I used to like sneak over my friend's shoulder and be like, "What you playing over here?"
My
What's your
same
parents buy
same
you?
white friends, they'd have phones by the age of like 9, 10. And I waited until like 14 to have my first phone.
Okay, relax.
I
I was
mine later.
18.
No,
I was 17.
Really?
Damn.
Yeah,
17?
it was my
Damn.
it was like my okay, I lied. I was 15. It was my sophomore
Oh.
year in high school. But and the only reason I got it was because I was staying after school and I needed a method of calling them to pick me up. And they
What phone
reminded
did
me
you
of
have?
that for 3 years. I had a Pantech Duo.
Yo,
What's that?
My first two phones were Pantech something.
Yeah, and it would slide sideways and then it would slide up too. So you'd have like a double
see,
keyboard.
That's way more advanced than what I had. Dude, I straight up, you know those Nokia phones you get in Pakistan with like a snake on them?
That's the one I had. That's the one I had.
That's what I had.
Snake
That's
Wait,
what I had.
how old are you?
I was
No,
how old am I now?
Yeah.
23.
How was your phone a Nokia if I was 26 and you did get a phone at 9, 10 then.
No, I didn't get a phone at 9, 10.
You had a Nokia in like
Yes, I had it because I was living in Saudi Arabia at this time.
that's
That's why.
I was
You
like,
could put whatever
people
sim you
had what
wanted.
are those?
That's like an iPhone X then.
What's those? People had sidekicks by then
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Blackberries, and you had a Nokia.
Yeah, I had a Nokia.
The Sidekick, the chocolate, the Razor, those were
Razor.
all like
Mhm.
hype phones.
Yeah.
That dude, my mom had the chocolate.
Sony
oh my God,
Ericsson?
that was hype.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And if you had a BlackBerry, that was just like
business,
Big
business,
You were
like-
in your.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like
BlackBerry was
equivalent
wild.
of being like really big on LinkedIn back then. I feel like if you had a BlackBerry.
You guys remember how hyped the iPhone 4 release was?
Yeah, iPhone
Dude.
4, like I think still it's probably like the most hyped like for its time. Because
Yeah.
it went from iPhone 4 was the one that they went flat, right?
They went flat, and that was the first time they ditched AT&T and went to Verizon
Okay.
as well. And then they had iPhone 4. They had FaceTime was introduced in iPhone 4.
Right.
Wow.
Remember? And it was like super hype, and everyone's like, "Dude, iPhone 4."
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think
iPhone was like way out of the, picture for me.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not even a
I
question.
think that was my first phone after the Pantech was that phone.
Damn.
And I had it for less than 30 days and it got stolen in school. And it was because a teacher told me that I wasn't allowed to take it with me into the theater room. She forced me to leave my bag and somebody saw her force me and they stole it. And 3 kids got on the same like wavelength and were like, okay, if I sell this phone, I'll split up the money with you.
Damn.
And I found out through like one of the people because they never got paid the money that who it
They
was.
snitched.
Yeah, but the whole thing was the person they sold it to had been messaging me on Facebook for a week being like, hey, did you ever find your phone? Like I heard you lost it and all that
No
stuff.
way.
Snake.
I know. And then I screenshotted all the stuff and took it to the school security. And the crazy thing is the kid who stole it lives literally up the street from me, like 4 houses down.
Wow.
And they have the same like address as me except for street number. So we get all their mail and they get all of our mail. And so till this day, there's so much tension because I forced the parents to come into the security office because their son stole my phone.
To this
Is your
day.
phone
Till
back?
this day, yeah. Till this day, like we had phones drop off. Like my brother ordered brand new iPhones from my sister-in-law. And instead of delivering it here, my brother got a notification saying it delivered. So I ran outside. Wasn't there. So I start running down the block to go to their house and 2 brand new iPhones are sitting on their doorstep. I was like, what a coincidence is that first he stole my iPhone in high school and now my iPhones are being sent to his house.
Damn.
Did you get your
Whatever.
iPhone back, the iPhone 4? or
No, I had to buy a
Damn.
brand new one. Like my parents and my brother were so upset, but I think we got lucky with insurance back then. If it got stolen, it was like a $200 deductible or something like that.
Gotcha.
But it was a huge deal back then.
Yeah,
That's
that's
insane.
wild.
Speaking of snakes, that game Snake remains my favorite game of all time.
That was an amazing game.
What is
was-
your guys' favorite game of all time? Hassan, I want to hear from you.
Like favorite video game of all time?
Well, I mean, just take into account, I'm saying Snake is my favorite game of all time. So I guess digital game,
Yeah.
right? Because that's a video game, right?
Yeah.
So
Do
yeah.
you mean so like if you're getting into like favorite video game of all time, that's Sonic Adventure 2 for me.
Okay.
But if you mean on the phone, like phone games?
I guess overall.
Is that
what you mean?
Like overall.
yeah.
overall, yeah, it has to be Sonic. It has to be a Sonic game. Sonic Adventure 2. I'm a huge Sonic fan.
Okay. Like Snake for me, I could never get bored of. It's
Even
so
now?
addictive. Yeah. I play it still.
Why?
Because
What do you play it on? What do you just
I
like,
just,
No.
open the app?
I just search up Snake on Google and click whatever happens.
What?
Do you know the game?
Yeah,
Where
of course.
It keeps getting bigger.
Who doesn't know the game?
It's such a simple concept, but like it's so addicting. Oh, the same
I think
sort of
Pong
idea.
is better.
No.
Yeah.
No, Snake is way better than
Wait,
Pong.
what did you just say?
There's another one. There's another one. It's called Fish or Fishy. It's a similar concept where you start out as a really tiny fish, and then you have to keep eating fish that are smaller than you and get bigger.
Mm-hmm.
That one, like my entire high school like time, was basically sitting on the computer and playing fish and letting the time pass by.
That
You
for
know what
me
we
was
used to do in high
Pac-Sun.
school? In high school, did you guys know what Agario is or agar.io?
No.
Nah.
No, none of you guys know what that is. It's kind of like Fishy, what you're explaining, but
Okay.
it's like an online like web browser game, and people can join in the lobby, and you're like a small blob, and you need to eat other blobs to get bigger.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's sort of like that, but you basically compete against other people. But in school, we'd
Yeah.
have like during class, because we had to bring our computers to class. We'd just have lobbies of that running the entire class.
Games like that are just always so fun because it's just like it's endless and it's simple. Like there was those types of games that are like, I think they're called tower defense, but like there was Bloons
Yeah.
Tower Defense.
Yeah.
That game was so hype. Do you know what that is?
I know what that is, but I never played it. I
You
know what
like
that
you
is,
have
though.
balloons coming in to
Mhm.
this like maze basically, and you set up different like towers. Like one is throwing bows, and one is throwing like bombs, and there's different types of balloons. That game, I don't know why I like games like that.
Oh my god.
If I
Nah, so do I.
if I streamed, like that's what I would do. Snake.
People, dude, Balloons has a huge viewer base. I think like people are
What does?
dedicated to that game. Balloons,
Okay.
tower defense.
Okay,
Yeah.
Shami, can you
People
do
are
that one
actually-
time on your stream? I'm telling
I'll
you.
probably be too bored.
Actually,
from
let
that.
me check how
No,
many
Hassan,
viewers-
tell him. That's not a
Hold on.
boring game. Balloons Tower Defense is so hype because it requires strategy.
Oh my god. I like
Okay, never
Worms.
mind, I
Have you ever
lied.
played
Balloons
Worms?
I lied.
Is that like Snake?
Balloon,
It's
He
sounds
said
similar
actually
to Tower
it's like the
Defense.
least played game on
yeah,
there.
Yo,
nah,
nobody's
it only
doing it
has-
yet. It's a
I
niche
lied.
market.
There you go.
I'm about to take all your G Fuel sponsorships. Let me hit up Dequad.
You should go for it. Go for it, dude.
No. Shami, what's your all-time favorite?
My all-time favorite is I don't know if you guys heard. I don't know Amber if you heard, but Halo 3.
Mhm.
Okay,
That was
yeah,
like
Halo is
one of
fun.
my
Yeah,
favorite.
we all heard Beyonce's song Halo.
I was too little when it was like, because especially playing it with older people that like Xbox was for
Yeah.
the older kids, I
Yeah.
feel. And we were
Yeah,
like
yeah, I
stuck
know.
with like the 64 or the GameCube.
Yeah.
And so I was always bad at it. And I always
Yeah.
hated that, but it was fun.
Well, you guys know I have an uncle.
Yeah, Hadi.
So he would play Halo 3 and then he would let me you could like do like local multiplayer but online.
Yeah.
So we would go in together online. I would be like the gunner and he actually told a story in the podcast. But like I would be in the gunner and like I would shoot and he's like I was actually better than him cuz I would always play.
Jed.
But it was just so it was like a
That's
fun
so cool.
uncle and nephew moment, you know.
That's fire.
That is really
Yeah.
cute.
What's yours,
That's so
Amber?
cool.
Ooh, all time. I don't like. I'm boring now. I like playing sorting games.
What's a sorting?
Like
this,
Candy Crush? What is
No, it's like there's like 8 test tubes, and there's all the balls are all mixed up in different colors, and you need to like put all the same color into the test tube, but
Isn't
you have
that
to do it
Among
really
Us?
quickly.
That's what I was about to say. Is that Among Us?
No, but that's now because I'm boring and I don't really play games like that. I think my favorite.
Amber, you're cooking meth. That's Breaking Bad.
No, it's like I'll show you. It's called sorting or sort them. But my favorite back then was this game called Pac-Sun. It was Pac-Man, except you would wherever the Pac-Man would go, you had to cut it off before an enemy would attack you. And when you'd cut it off, you've taken off that space and it's no longer available to the enemies. No?
This sounds
I've not heard
complicated.
of that.
No, it's
Yeah.
really easy. It's literally like Snake except Pac-Man and cutting off territory.
No, that is not Snake. You never played Snake before.
I did. Listen, I used to spend so much time every single day. I would play that game for hours and hours and hours. And then every day it'd start back from level 0 again.
PacSun, like the store at the mall.
I've never did. That's what I thought when she first said Pac-Sun. I was
No,
like,
I don't even like Pac-Man.
P-A-X-O-N, Pac-Sun.
Okay. Yeah, Pac-Man was one of those I never got into.
Are any of your guys' moms like really good at Candy Crush? Like, you open their phone and they're like
My mom
level
does
like
not know what that is.
2000.
No, there's a lot of like desi people who
Yeah.
love Candy Crush.
why?
They love.
My
those
mom
people
is one of them.
love Candy Crush.
Your mom's
Like-
one of them?
Bro, I opened her phone and I opened Candy Crush and she's like level 2000. I'm like, what? And then I'm like playing on her and she's like, don't play it. You'll waste my lives. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because like
Yo.
Candy Crush, you can only play for like a limited time, right? Until
Yeah.
you buy more lives or whatever. And she's
You,
like, don't
you
waste my
walk
lives.
you walk in
I'm
her
sorry.
room at the wrong time. You're gonna catch her on the stream.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying.
She's
man.
streaming
She'll take my
Candy Crush
sponsor
on her
away.
own. Yeah, she has her own holiday sponsorship. she's sponsored by Sean Masala. Hassan, this has been so much fun.
Yeah, it
I
was
definitely
fun.
want to keep in touch and definitely continue to watch your journey, and definitely we wish you the best of luck.
Wait, I have one
With everything, go ahead.
question before.
Yeah.
This is just like inspirational for like any of the kids that either want to be creators or like into gaming, you know? When people say like growing up, my parents would be like, "Oh, gaming's not going to do anything for you." Clearly it has done something for you. What would you say to those kids or maybe those parents that maybe want to make this a career or something like that?
Dude, okay, as cliche as this sounds, don't never give up. If you have a dream and you have a goal, no one can stop you as long as you have the right mindset to do it. I've had people, I'm not even joking, dude. I've had people told me to just stop, quit, because you're not gonna make it. I've had people say that before. And I've had people be like, dude, you're so delusional for thinking you're gonna be, you know how lucky you need to be to have this many followers, blah, 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 blah. Literally, it's just all about being an independent person and not giving up and just focusing on your goals. As long as your intention is there, you're gonna make it.
How much of that is practicality though? Does that play a factor into like, are you good? Like, for example, if a kid has a dream of being a basketball player in the NBA, but is like clearly just not the physique, doesn't hold up.
Mhm.
Like, how much does practicality factor into it besides just follow your dreams?
How much does practicality fall into it? I mean, you obviously have to be good at it too. You have
Right.
to, yeah. I see. This gets tricky to answer, right? Because you kind of put it into a scenario where it's like, what if there's a kid who wants to be in the NBA, but he's trash at basketball?
Mhm.
I mean, if he puts the work in, no one's saying he's not going to make it. If he puts in the gym like 5 hours a day,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he could make it. You never know. But I mean, just if you really want, people who really, really want it will be up late at night. They'll sacrifice sleep. They will sacrifice social life. They will sacrifice what they have to make it. And I've done that. I literally, when I started my journey, my social circle cut down so small. And people will be like, yo, you want to go out? I'm like, nah, I'm streaming. To like 2 viewers at the time. They're like, bro, who are you streaming to? I'm like, dude, I may have like 2 viewers, but this is what I want to do. I'm not going to go out this night. I'm not going to go out tonight. I'm not going to go to this function or event or whatever. People still make fun of me for it too. Like they asked me to go to volleyball. I'm like, nah, I got to stream. It's like, dude, you're streaming? There's volleyball happening. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm sorry, dude.
Damn. Do you ever like have FOMO?
Dude, I mean, I love what I do, so not really. Like, I love being on stream. I love playing video games. So if I'm going to volleyball, I have FOMO of not streaming. Does that make sense?
Got it. Yeah. You're missing out on that. That's awesome, man. Again, congratulations on everything you've accomplished so far.
Thank you.
Definitely good luck going forward. We have one last question for you before you leave. This is Strange Flavor. So Amber, you want to ask him our last question?
Yes. You can probably take inspo from behind you, but if you could describe yourself as any flavor, what would it be and why?
If I could describe myself as any flavor, what would it be and why? Wow. Okay.
If you say G Fuel, I'm gonna find Daquat myself and chain him down.
There's so many flavors of G Fuel, so
that is true. But I'm thinking a way like trying to mix my personality in.
Yes, of course, 100%.
Your journey, your personality,
Pakistani American. I love mangoes. Okay, Pakistan has the best mangoes, so I'm gonna have to put a mango flavor. Mango has to be a part of the flavor. Okay, and it has to be mango something. Mango, I don't know. I'm also proudly okay. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Yeah, figure it out.
What's a good American flavor? You would say something American.
Barbecue.
Mango barbecue.
Mango barbecue.
Mango
Let's go for
habanero. I don't know.
Burgers, hamburgers.
Let's go for the mango barbecue. Dude,
Mango barbecue. I like it too.
Okay, so equally your Pakistani and American side.
Yeah, so I'm mango barbecue. Yeah.
Nice. Mango barbecue. Hus
Who knows
Haq.
how that tastes?
Or is it the HasHaq?
Yeah,
Dude,
the
it's
hashtag.
hashtag, bro.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Hashtag.
And shout out all your stuff. We'll link it below, but like where can people primarily catch you and follow you?
Primarily just it's TheHasHaq on all socials. Everything. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, everything. Instagram, TheHasHaq.
And when can they catch your streams on Twitch?
Every weekday from 12 p.m. to 3.
Awesome.
To 3 p.m.
Awesome. Go say what's up to him whenever he's streaming. And Hassan, thank you again for being on our podcast.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
And for everybody listening, it's been another week.
Another flavor.
A little less stranger.
We'll talk to you next time.